Hey folks, Robert coming to you here from New Hampshire. I've been trying the light, get a little better lighting in here to glare off my forehead. A couple weeks ago, beginning of February, I was looking at the Sunday paper and I happened across a cartoon in the comics section, which I really love. And it mentioned Black History Month is February. And it also mentioned these really cool cards. These are Black History flashcards, and it's a whole deck of cards, 52 amazing characters and people from Black history, and so it just struck me. So I ordered the cards. So I reached out, I grabbed some cards off of Amazon. Really, really cool. And so I was reading these cards and kind of flipping through them, and a few people really stood out to me in a number of ways. And just to let you know, this is really speaking to me as we go through our change in the company. Now, I don't want to even suggest minimally that what we're going through as a company has anything to do with the civil rights movement or the effort that these people put in to do that. But it was inspiring for me, so I thought it might inspire you too. So let me read a few of these. So the first one here is the 1968 Olympics Black Power Fist, which was awesome. And this was the demonstration conducted by African American athletes. Names all the athletes, but they wore human rights badges on their jackets. And after they're winning their gold and silver medals, they lifted their hand up in solidarity for the civil rights movement. And what that meant to me really was just courage. The courage it took to do that on this world stage was just gigantic. And courage is a central theme throughout all of this. Of course, Barack Obama, our first African American to serve as president, his commitment to his community in the Illinois area, Chicago area in particular, was really what sets him apart. And that commitment to community really inspired me with Barack Obama. Here's someone named Bessie Coleman, and she was an American civil aviator known as Queen Bess. She was the first woman of African American and Native American descent to hold a pilot's license. So to me, that was innovation. That's being the first, being out front. She set her mind to it and she went out and did it. And I thought that was awesome. She also had major passion. It says here that her goals were to expose her people to the world of aviation and really break down those barriers. And so pioneer, right? Courage, passion. Love it. Here's one of my favorites, Bob Marley. Of course, he's from Jamaica, singer, songwriter, musician, guitarist, activist. He became closely associated with the movement toward Black political independence. And was very prominent in America and several African and South American countries for driving that. And what I love about Bob Marley is he used his gift of music, songwriting, and literally changed a generation and got people thinking about things politically in a much deeper way. And also what I loved about him was he was very positive in his messages. Love, peace, happiness, very positive, but he used his gifts to really drive political awareness as it related to his causes, which I thought was awesome. Here's Claudette Colvin. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Claudette, but she was actually, you've heard of Rosa Parks, right? So Claudette, 9 months before Rosa Parks, at only 15 years old, she refused to move from her seat on a Montgomery-bound segregated bus. She had paid the fare and felt it was her constitutional right to be on the bus. So she actually inspired Rosa Parks and her great, stand on the Montgomery bus system. And so Claudette was a very early innovator. And at 15 years old, think about that passion, that commitment, that courage, and really put it out there at a very young age. And that inspired me because we're the smallest in our industry that's really trying to compete here. And again, not trying to compare us to these great people, but just very inspirational to me. Matthew Henson, back in the 40s and 50s, was the first African-American Arctic explorer. He's recognized as the first person to reach the North Pole in 1909. So Matthew Henson, first person to reach the North Pole in 1909. This inspired me because he was out front, going someplace that no one had ever been before, and really setting the tone. And that's what we're trying to do with Consumer Orbit and some of the things we're doing. Think about what it took for him to do that. Think about the courage, the commitment, the passion, the dedication for him to actually become the first man to reach the North Pole. I thought that was just absolutely incredible. And last but not least, you all know this guy, Muhammad Ali, right? Professional boxer and activist. In 1967, he was convicted of draft evasion and sentenced to 5 years in prison. He was banned from boxing for 3 years. Think about that. He loved it. This is the way he was making his money. He was banned from boxing for 3 years after refusing induction into the United States Armed Forces due to religious beliefs and opposition to American involvement in Vietnam. He gave up everything to do what he believed in. He committed radically to his beliefs and gave up virtually everything for 3 years, and even got incarcerated to do what he believed in. And to me, that's the kind of passion that inspires me in terms of what we're trying to do here at this company. So Black History Month is throughout the month of February, and I want to honor that, first and foremost. And I think as important is the inspiration that these amazing historical figures can provide, Black or not. I'm inspired, and the effort that dawned on me to go grab these cards has made me a better person. And I want to share that with you. I also want to mention that our new core value, if you will, core value statement for 2018, we are brave, trustworthy, grateful, and fun. Now, to the degree that the civil rights movement wasn't fun, right? But brave, trustworthy, grateful, and fun. We understand, act, and evolve with responsible urgency to advance our cause. So to the degree that we are trying to advance a cause, nourishing a world in nutritional crisis, and that we can be inspired by these great Americans, these great Black Americans, is the reason I wanted to come to you today with this video. So help me celebrate Black History Month. Take some of these lessons back to your family, which is what I'm going to do. I got these cards at urbanintellectuals.com. You can also get them on Amazon, it turns out. But there's a lot of inspiration here and a lot we can learn. And I just wanted to share that with you today. It was on my mind. All right. So let me know what's inspiring you these days, and we'll talk again real soon. Take care.